All right, welcome back. H Town Polo's back, giving his takes on LeBron James, and of course, we have different opinions. But like we say, fuck your opinion, and that's just the way it's going to be. So
uh,
now that we got our case with LeBron James and his moving and his switching teams, now we can move on to talking about what the game may look like once he retires, or even in his final moments in his career, did he ever really have like a set shot or set plays or something that you can say about his game as a distributor or whatever you want to call it? Because although he's great and he's a pass first type of player, I just never really, the highlight of LeBron James' career, in my opinion, is him dashing to the basket, running people over, and never getting calls for fouls. That's, if I could say one thing I didn't like about his game, that is the one single part I didn't like about his game. What are your thoughts on that?
well, I mean that's old school basketball though. Like if you really think about it, that's how they played back in the gap. So he is still, regardless if we want to believe it or not, he still is part of that old genre of basketball. You know what I mean? Um, he's aggressive. The game now is more finesse. They want to shoot threes. They want to, cross over. They, all that different stuff. Um, to be to be honest with you, when you said, one of the things you liked about him is how he drives to the basket. To me, one of the things I loved about LeBron, and this may be because I'm an Elijah Wan head, is think about in clutch situations, it's not his offense that you look at, it's his defense. He'll get a block, he'll get a steal, or he'll body up somebody to where they won't hit the shot, he gets the rebound or whatever. Like those are key things to me, for me, that I look at his game, because he's playing both sides of the ball instead of just one. How many times have we seen LeBron get a block and then he be the first person down the court passing up everybody and get a dunk, on the other side, playing both sides of the ball. I think when you ask what is the NBA going to do now, like I said before, there's plenty of players. Some players right now, they're probably reaching their prime, and they're gonna get a little bit better. Like I said, the Giannis's, the Embiid's, the Devin Booker's. You know what I'm saying? I think between Devin Booker and Jason Tatum, they probably could be the faces of the league that they're looking for. The thing is that they have to both get that chip off the shoulder. Like you said, right now, as we're talking, Boston and the Heat are playing. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough task for Boston to win 4 games in a row against a team like the Heat, who is playing off of straight heart. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes heart beats skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, they're going to have to, if they really want it, because they lost last year. You know what I mean? They went and they lost. If they really want it, they have to come, but they have to show them like, hey, we're not going to be denied.
Well, it's definitely going to be tough right now, but as we speak right now, it's the end of the first quarter with the Heat and the Celtics, and right now the Celtics are up by 15 and the score is 35-20, and right now Boston has that momentum.
Yeah.
All it takes is to give a team some confidence, and if Boston is fortunate enough tonight to pull out this game, game six is, it might go down to the wire. It's just one game at a time, and Boston wins. If Boston is fortunate enough to win tonight, they go into Miami with their momentum. You know, maybe the Heat are second guessing themselves, and they lose that game. Come game seven, it's anybody's game. You know,
Yeah. But now let's remember too, Gabe Vincent is not playing tonight also.
well, I think he tweaked his ankle, right?
Yeah. So Gabe Vincent is
Okay.
not playing. So, he's been that guy. He's actually his teammate right now. How Kyle Lowry was for the Raptors when they won their championship. That's kind of what he's doing right now. He's being that second spark plug besides Jimmy Buckets to really get everybody into it. So, you lose a player like that, an energy guy, that's gonna, take a lot. But that also falls on the rest of the team. But let's remember, Victor Oladipo's not playing. I don't think Tyler Hero's playing.
Tyler Hero's out.
Yeah, so
I
like,
think although Kevin Love is playing, believe he's playing tonight. I think he's limited, and although he's playing, he's limited in what he can
no,
do.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So don't get me wrong. I mean, but it's like this. If you want it, all that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If you really want it, all that doesn't matter.
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, heart sometimes be skill, but a lot of times, hey, even the heart stops for a second. You know what I mean? So it's like, this might just be that one. But at the same time, if I can put my business cap on, the NBA does not want to see this go 7 games. They don't. Because if it goes 7 games, that means the last game will be on Monday. Right?
Okay.
The final start on Thursday. Denver's going to have a whole week to chill. Like a week and a half to chill. And Miami's going to come with what? 2 days rest? But they're the underdog anyway. So, I mean, that's not going to mean nothing to them, but
do you really think that they're going to get high ratings with a series with the Heat and the Nuggets, and as opposed to the Nuggets playing last year's runner-up? I mean, look at it. Like I said, I don't know how this game is gonna go. Now the Celtics, as we speak, are up by 18. They have a real good chance to win this game tonight. It's 38-20. But Boston had a pretty decent opportunity to win last year, but turnovers is what killed them. So they had to go out and get a point guard in Malcolm Brogdon to kind of put a limit on the turnovers. And if they get lucky, it does. Let's just say this has never been done before. A team coming back from a 3-0 deficit. But if any team was to do it and you put it in the NBA history books, why wouldn't you put the Boston Celtics in there, who's tied for the most NBA championships in NBA history, along with the Lakers? Why wouldn't you make that team be the Celtics?
You want me to tell you why? Because unless you're a basketball fan, No one on the Celtics is a household name. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. When the Celtics were winning all them championships in the '60s, like they had household names. When they were winning in the '80s, you didn't even have to know who Larry Bird was to know his name. You know what I'm saying? When they won in what was it, '08, people knew Kevin Garnett. People knew Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttlesworth. You know what I mean? People knew Paul Pierce. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah, the history is there, but unfortunately, this Celtics team does not have that, for lack of a better term, that star quality that their predecessors have. Now, I will say this: if they were to look around and I said luck, if they were able to be lucky and beat the Heat and make it to the finals and actually win, that will change. You know what I mean? Because now people are going to be like, oh, Jason Tatum, oh, Jalen Brown, oh, Marcus Smart, oh, Al Horford, oh, all these different guys, Derek White, Robert Williams, Grant Williams, like you said, Malcolm Brogdon, all these guys that you might know, but they're just names to you. Now you put champion by their name. That, you know what I'm saying? That will, boost their credibility. I go back to the Rockets. A lot of people knew who Hakeem Olajuwon was, but they didn't know him like that. But then after, they beat New York, now everybody's chanting Dream. People are trying to do the Dream Shake. You know what I mean? People are saying Mad Max because of Vernon Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sam I Am because of Sam Cassell. Carl Herrera was on the bench, and every time he got into on the court, people shouting out "Amigo." You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, if they mess around and actually win this series, and then turn around and go back to the finals and actually win, well, yeah, that's going to change things for them. But right now, they still have 3 games to win. So
yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough. So,
yes.
in talking about the future faces of the NBA, and I'm gonna say this person's name, and we could have a long discussion about this person.
Oh, right, Lord, I think I already know who you're gonna say. But come on, bring it.
I mean, just look at it. 2019, the NBA were bringing in really who they wanted to be the new faces of the NBA. Stephen Curry coming off championship run not too long ago. Kevin Durant moves on, so those guys are getting older. The Golden State Warriors, that was that team right there, but eventually, they're gonna fade away.
Yeah.
With age, not so much with skill, but with age and everything like that, they're gonna fade away. So you're bringing in new faces to the league. To some degree, I believe they were pumping up Zion Williamson as being the next great thing, but we're all starting to see how that's working out right now. He can't stay healthy. Other players are talking about his weight. A man carrying that size, carrying that much weight, his career isn't going to be long at all. And set out most of last season with a hamstring injury, which is absurd. But the person I want to talk about it is Ja Morant. I mean, he was that guy. Every year he's developing, but recently he's allowed social media to put his career in jeopardy. And I know that people are saying, well, he didn't break any laws. Why is he being treated like this? It's because you play for an organization, a private company, a company that has rules. People like me and you, we can't hold a job and post guns on social media and expect to go back to our jobs and not have our jobs in jeopardy. So, to Ja Morant and people that side with Ja Morant's crazy actions, you just like him are idiots. And I'll just leave it at that for right now. You've already lost your deal with what is it? Was it Gatorade, Powerade? Some you lost an endorsement with them. Uh, Nike, you're in jeopardy of losing that. You're in jeopardy of being suspended for multiple games next season. So, what is your take on Ja Morant?
A John Morant, and I've had this conversation with plenty of people, and they always want to bring up another player, different backgrounds, same type of starter, which is Allen Iverson. And I believe when Ja started hearing that, he drank the Kool-Aid and loved the flavor. And didn't realize that, well, bro, remember Allen Iverson, before he went to Georgetown, had to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? He got arrested for an assault case that to this day people still are saying that, well, Allen Iverson wasn't the one that threw the chair. Allen Iverson didn't even throw a punch. But because of his stardom and his fame in Newport News, Virginia, he got, labeled this troublemaker and this is that and the third. And if you've ever listened to Allen Iverson's interviews, he tells you about Coach Thompson at Georgetown, how he had taken to the side and like, hey, you messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, think about that lady that cried to me to get you here. You messing up. But then also, that's the same coach that told him, hey, bro, second year, after his sophomore year, like, hey, there's nothing more I can do for you. Go shine. Go to the league and shine. Most coaches won't do that. When you're talking about a guy that's putting butts in the seats in college and, doing this thing. So with Ja, you're looking at this guy, you're looking at the things that Allen Iverson did, and trust me, if that's the one guy he needs to talk to, like, hey, bro, what are you doing? I know Allen Iverson would do that. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, don't do what I did. I was doing what I did because I had a natural fear in my life. I had to live this life. I was in these streets. I did all this stuff. Like, you're not there. You're not me. Don't try to be me. Be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has the ability. Ja Morant has the ability to be a better version of Allen Iverson.
But I think that Adam Silver and his brass and the people around him really want Ja Morant to be the new face of the NBA.
They do.
They really do, because
they do.
When you look at a player as Ja Morant and the skill he has, the talent he has, the fandom he has, although he's playing in what you would say is a small market, he fills seats. I mean, people love the way Ja Morant plays the game of basketball, and you can't deny the fact that he's improving on the skill level. I mean, even when he came back from the suspension in the playoffs, was it that one of those. I think it was game 2 when they played the Lakers. He dropped like 40 points on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they want him to be the face, but Ja Morant has to let go of people around him. He has to move in a different direction. I mean, it's too much scandal. I mean, you're a target, and no matter what you do now, no matter what you do now, you're always gonna have that third eye looking at you, waiting for you to mess up that one time. Just like when Michael Vick had that went to prison for dog fighting or whatever. Even when he came back, there were activists and groups and this type of stuff like that felt like he didn't deserve an opportunity to come back and play the game of football. But moving back to Ja Morant, there's some people, including myself, that he needs to be punished, and I'm saying that I feel like he needs to be punished for multiple numbers of games. That way, when that happens, he can get a taste of what it's like to lose it all. Now, do I want this man to never return to the game of basketball? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying to use that time wisely, to focus on yourself, to reinvent yourself, and come back stronger, like Allen Iverson did when he went to prison and got out of prison and came back and played basketball. And although he had some things go on, like dragging his wife out the house naked and other crazy stuff like that, I mean, it happened, bro. I mean, it happened.
It did.
I mean, it happened. But
it did.
He never did anything to warn him to get a suspension from basketball. And social media wasn't prevalent out there. Dude, you're dancing and playing with a gun in your hand, and God forbid if the gun is loaded. I mean, I'm all for the Second Amendment. I'm all for the Second Amendment. I own a multiple number of guns, but I do not handle my gun carelessly, and that's just a careless act. And for you to put that on social media and even though your friend was with you with that, he should have told his friend, say, "Look, put that phone down." Like, I mean, the attention is drawn to him so much that people thinking that he's sending out a cryptic message that he's going to commit suicide.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing about it. Like, should Ja Morant be punished? Yes, he should be. Number one reason why is because you got a slap on the wrist. Actually, you got 2 slaps on the wrist, because even though you said that he didn't do anything, or people are saying he didn't do anything criminal, let's remember he still has a civil suit pending right now because of the situation between him and a high school player last summer, where they said that, they were playing. I don't know if the guy got the best of them or what, but Ja and another person that he's with got mad, and he pulled the thing out on him. You know what I mean? Like, and then you went to his house talking noise. So it's like, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff he did, the social media. Well, it was only one social media thing. The other was a video from the club that he was at, and he just had the gun on him. Why he had the gun on him, we don't know. But yeah, it's like I just seen an interview with Catino Mobley, and he was like, "Yeah, my son loves Ja Morant. He loves this, that, and third. But the one thing that pointed out to me that he said is he loves the tattoos, right?
Yeah,
Who
and
el-
we
who else do we love because of the tattoos?
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. Remember what I said earlier about they're looking for a guy. They're looking for a storyline. There you go. Think about it. John Morant was drafted from a Division II school, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
Or was it like a Division I AA school or something like that?
it wasn't a D1 school, so it was one of
It
those.
wasn't a D. Well, I mean, but he was in the tournament though, wasn't he?
I believe so. I think when he went to the tournament, I think they advanced to the second to the game of 32. I think they won their
Yeah,
first
yeah,
game.
yeah. So he had to be like in a it was probably a Division I, but it was like a Division I AA, like Prairie View or Texas Southern or like Dayton or something, teams like that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I to this day don't remember what school he went to. But think about that. You come from a no-name school. You're the what second, third, fourth pick in the draft.
Second pick behind Zion Williamson.
Second pick behind Zion Williams, who is also a friend of his. You know what I'm saying?
They grew up. They both grew up in South Carolina.
Exactly. So the crazy thing about it is, with everything that's going on with him this year, to be honest with you, he has plenty of time. The boy's not even 25 yet. You know what I'm saying?
I think he just made 22.
See what I'm saying? So the crazy thing about it is, and though I'm not a father, I'm going to kind of sound like a father here. He's a kid, and he's doing things that kids do. The problem is that because you're in the NBA, they don't look at you as a child anymore.
So let's see here. John Moran is 23. He'll be 24 in August.
Okay.
So maybe he's older than Zion Williamson. And I mean, he's from a small town in South Carolina, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, he actually has plenty of time to clean up his act.
I mean, he grew up in a town where the population was really only like 3,200 people. So you're like a rural town. I mean, you're not even a country boy. I mean, you're like, dude, like you probably live in a town where there's like one red light. Ain't no gangsters in your town, bro.
Exactly.
You're trying to be something that
Exactly.
Not, man.
Yeah.
You grew up in a single, well, not a single parent home, but you grew up in a single family home. You had your mom, your dad, your sister. You probably had a dog and a few horses or cows in your yard. And, I mean, you grew up in a town where everybody knew you, though.
Yeah.
Everybody knew you.
Yeah.
So you're not a gangster.
Yeah.
And the guy he seems to always be around. Him, that guy, I don't know what his name is, and Zion Williamson, they all played AAU ball together.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, here's what's funny. Y'all two grew up together. Zion had more success than you before y'all got to the NBA. You have more success than him while in the NBA, even though people are still looking for Zion to do something. And even though Zion is not playing, Zion actually, between you and him, he has more time to do this stupid stuff than you do. Now, we might not agree with how Zion's taking care of his body, how he's working out, all this stuff, but here's one thing you have not heard about Zion: him getting in any trouble.
And to make your point about Zion, I mean, Zion plays for the Pelicans in New Orleans, and me being from New Orleans, I mean, it's super easy to get into anything bad.
Thank you.
Any,
Thank
I
you.
mean, anywhere you go in New Orleans, I mean, you can get caught up.
You can
So
get caught up. You can get caught up on Bourbon Street. You can get
so
caught up
I
on.
I don't know if Zion is staying somewhere in Mandeville or
Well, I mean,
somewhere off in Homer, Louisiana, somewhere in Great Louisiana, off in a cut somewhere where he keeps a low profile, but you haven't heard anything about this guy.
here's a funny thing that I've noticed about New Orleans that I've been there, and from guys that I know that played in both basketball and football there, from college to the pros. The crazy thing about it is they keep street stuff to the streets, and they keep the game to the game. They don't want to see you out there with them at all. They gonna tell you like the old heads used to do with us back in the gap. Hey, you don't need to be out here. Go back in the house. Go in the house, go play Nintendo, or go around the corner, go around the corner, go play with my son. You don't need to be around us. You know what I mean? So like the one thing I can say about New Orleans is that when they know who you are, and trust me, they know who you are.
Oh yeah, they know who he is.
Yeah, like you can't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking bad about people in New Orleans, but yo, you see a 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", just big ass dude, you're gonna be like, nah, you ain't from around here, homie. And if you are from around there, they already know, like, hey, okay, yeah, cool. Now, go ahead, go back in the house. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be around here, That draft pick and that money ain't changed nothing, bruh. Like, we want to see you succeed. So, that's really the difference all its own, because it's like I told somebody before, Memphis has always had some type of issues with their athletes, whether it be college, whether it be pros, whatever. They've always had some issue somewhere. And
I mean, you look at Lorenzen Wright, rest in peace to him. You look at
Steve McNair.
I mean, that's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah.
That's
and the fun thing, that wasn't even the streets.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah.
That's the dirty B podcast right there. But yeah,
that's a whole nother thing. I want to say even Anthony Hardaway. When he went to Memphis State, which is now the University of Memphis. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say he may have been connected to some trouble. I don't know, but
I think he got in a little trouble, but he didn't get in trouble.
So Memphis has always been like, I've never been to Memphis, but what I hear about Memphis, it's like it's crazy.
Hey, what's that song DJ Quick came out with not some years ago?
Talk about
Memphis.
Memphis is just
they want to
like
be like Compton. They want to be like Compton. You know what I mean? Not saying that's what they're trying to do, but they want to have this culture. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is that Memphis is the city for Tennessee. Like, that's a city that people talk about, other than Nashville.
But keep in mind, even, keeping it on this Ja Morant thing, you have Crip members that's calling him out saying, hey man, you stick to playing basketball, throwing out signs and stuff like that, because you don't want to play that. You don't want to play that game with them, because what you're gonna find yourself doing, you're gonna find yourself broke real quick, because when you come to LA, when you come in those areas to play, you gonna have to pay. You have to send some money, for some type of protection, man.
You gonna have to pay some dues.
You have to pay some dues, because if they not, if they can't get to you, they definitely got somebody watching your family. Just how many games you think is enough to? How many games you think fits his actions? How you feel about that? How many games you think he should be suspended for? I would say.
I say 30.
I'm gonna say 50.
You say 50?
Yep.
Oh no.
I just don't think. I don't think.
I mean.
I don't think 30 games is enough.
The only reason why I say 30 is because number one, you're already suspended. So, like,
yeah,
right
but there's
now,
no games right now. So
exactly.
Right
So
now.
exactly. So you got to sit from June, July, August. Preseason starting in September, October. That's 5 months right there that you can't play, you can't practice, you can't do nothing.
He can practice. He just can't practice on. He just can't practice on team facilities.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't practice. You can't practice where you make your money at. You see what I'm saying? So basically, you're practicing for free. Like you can't play the preseason, like nothing. So I feel like,
but this is self-inflicted, bro. It's not like it's an injustice to him to get suspended like that. I mean,
hold on. Did you say 15 or did you say 50?
I said 50, like 50 cents, 50, 50.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think 30 games because 30 games is basically the first half of the season.
But this is your second infraction, bro. This is not like, like this is not your first time offense. Like you got a tap on the hand for the first time.
Yeah, he got 8 games.
And what's so bad about it? The first incident what he did is worse than the second time. Because the first one, you was in the strip club with a gun, brandishing a gun.
No. He was in the strip club with a gun on his lap. They said he never picked it up. He didn't point it at nobody. Huh?
The video looks like he did pick up the gun.
I have to look at it again because I never I don't remember him like dancing around with like what he did in the other video was not what he did in that first video. I could have sworn he just had it on his lap and he had it on the lap while a chick was sitting there dancing in front of him.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. They are right now. They're saying that he can't be a part of any team facilities, and I mean, if he's suspended right now, I mean, he's suspended. I mean, it's not. I mean, their season is over anyway. So, but what I think the NBA is doing right now, was this a live IG post that he did this, or was this recorded, or what was it? Because why is it taking so long to say, okay, how many games he's going to be suspended? I mean, are they trying to investigate whether or not this is an older video or this was brand new?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. But at the same time, does it really matter if it's new or old? Well, it's like this. From my understanding, they did not want to see you in a video with a gun, period. So it doesn't matter if he had the BB gun from the Christmas Story in his hand and he was 12 years old. They don't want to see it. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying though. Like, if it's an old video, should it really matter? But then again, it's like, it shouldn't. At the same time,
Yo, well, whether the video is old or new, I think, them determining whether it is old or new is gonna have an impact on the number of games that they decide to suspend him. And for me, I think the starting point should be 50 games. And he'll be very fortunate if he's not suspended for the entire season. Because the NBA, they gotta send out a message, all of this stuff going on with all of these mass shootings and gun violence and stuff like that. The NBA has to move itself away from that. And the NBA is one of those is one of those organizations that, they promoted social justice. So they have to, in all fairness, they have to be consistent and send out a message against gun violence to show that it will not be tolerated. So that concludes our podcast on this. Shout out to H Town Polo. Once again, this is EJ Terry signing off for the King Son Speaks podcast. Be sure to like us, follow us, and we'll see you on the next one.